Hello students, in this video we will discuss about the methods and techniques of training and development. We already in a discuss the introduction part of training and development in a part 1 video or a previous video. In this video we will discuss about the important methods and techniques used in an organization for training and development. A multitude of methods of training are used to train employees. Training methods are basically categorized in two groups: on the job methods, off the job method. You can see in a diagram, on the job methods are orientation training, job instruction training, apprentice training, assistantship, job rotation, coaching. And off the job methods are like lectures, simulation, laboratory trainings, conferences or discussions, case studies or vestibular training. So the on the job training refers to methods that are applied in the workplace while the employee is actually working. Off the job methods are used away from the workplace. Now first of all we discuss about the on the job methods. Training that is planned and structured, that takes place mainly at the normal workstation of the trainee, although some instructions may be provided in a special training area on site, and where a manager, supervisor, trainer, peer colleagues spend significant time with a trainee to teach a set of skills that have been specified in advance. The advantages of on the job training is it is usually less expensive than off the job training. Tailor-made course content using real company situations or examples. Learning will take place using the equipment which will be actually used, and training become accustomed more rapidly. But at the same time there is some disadvantages also. On the job training having a disadvantage like possibility of poor instructions or insufficient time. Trainee may be exposed to bad work practices. Sometimes a large amount of spoiled work and scrap material may be produced due to such type of trainings. Valuable equipments may be damaged, and training takes place under production conditions that are stressful sometimes, like noise, busy, confusing, exposing the trainee to comment by other workers. Now we discuss about the types of on the job training. There are so many types you can see in this picture, like orientation or apprentice. So one by one we will discuss about the types of on the job training. First type of on the job training is a induction and orientation training. Induction or orientation training program is basically designed for a new employee, or including a transferred or rehired or temporary employee of the organization. This program familiarizes the new employee with the culture, accepted practices, and performance standard of the organization. Induction training is very essential for any company because it helps an individual or a new recruit to grow within a company and motivate him or her. It inculcates in the employee more confidence to progress. It is during induction that a new recruit gets to know about the organization's employment philosophy, physical work environment, employees' rights, employees' responsibilities, organization, culture, and values, along with key business processes. The objective of a orientation program is basically to build up a confidence among the new employee regarding organization performance, reliability, etc., and himself, so that they can become an efficient employee. It also infuses a feeling of loyalty, belongingness to the organization among the new joiners. To describe the information of facilities like cafeteria, library, or other facilities, and it is also important to explain the terms and condition of the organization. Second type of on the job training is a job instruction training. This type of training you can uses a strategy with focus on knowledge, means a factual and procedural skills and attitude development. So we use a procedure for job instruction training or JIT. JIT consists of 4 steps. First, in a first step, it includes a written breakdown of the work to be done, because the trainer and the trainee must understand that documentation is a must and important for the familiarity of the work. So this can be done in a first step, that is a plan. Second step is a present. In this step, a trainer provides the synopsis of the job while presenting the participant the different aspects of the work. When the trainer is finished, the trainee demonstrates how to do the job and why it is that done in that specific manner. So the trainee actually demonstrate the procedure while emphasizing the key point and safety instruction. In a third, that is a trial, this step is actually a kind of rehearsal step in which trainee tries to perform the work and the trainer is able to provide instant feedback. In this step, the focus is on improving the method of instructions, because a trainer considers that any error that occur may be a function of training, not the training. This type this step allows the trainee to see the after effects of using an incorrect method. The trainer then helps the trainee by cautioning and guiding to identify the correct procedure. Last step of JIT is a follow up. In this step, the trainer checks the trainee's job frequently after the training program is over to prevent bad work habits from developing. The third type of on the job training is a apprentice training, or combines classroom instructions with on the job training. Trainee is placed under the supervision of an experienced person who teaches him the necessary skills and observes his performance as well. Traditionally used in a craft job, and apprentice earns less than the master craft person who is the instructor. Next type of on the job training is a internship or assistantship. Interns and assistants work on real preservation projects according to their abilities and interests and the need of the client. Internship training has become very popular nowadays throughout the world because of cooperation between employers and vocational and professional institutions. Under this training program, professional and vocational institutions enter into arrangements with organization for providing practical knowledge to their students through actual work experiences. All engineering, management, and professional students undergo this training program for at least 4 to 6 weeks. During this training, an employer pays stipends to the student and also may provide other facilities like such as accommodation, transportations, etc. Next type of on the job training is a job rotation. In job rotation, training is required to move from one job to another to broaden experience before assuming a permanent position. The advantages of just this type of job training is it helps new employees to understand variety of jobs and broaden their horizon. It helps in understanding problems faced by other managers, departments, etc. Trainee also learn about different aspects and viewpoints of work and applies them in his domain of work. It also equips trainee to work in any aspects and domain of the organization. This provides a good career opportunities. But at the same time, there is some disadvantages also. The supervision or feedback the trainee receives is often inconsistent sometime, or some of the experience is not useful for the permanent position, but or it is a long term and expensive procedure also. Another type of on the job training is a coaching. In this type of program, the trainee may have one person who act as a tutor to him. The coach Attempt to help the trainee by providing feedback, setting goals, and discussing any problem that may occur. Coaching not only provides the subordinates with necessary skills for doing the assignments but also give him diversified knowledge to grow. The advantages of this type of training is it is used for different levels within the organization, and it also provide the opportunity for practical learning as well. But at the same time, the disadvantage is it depends on the skills and knowledge of the coach. Employee sometimes cannot learn beyond the limits of his coach, or coach may not be able to provide a sufficient time in on the job training. Now, off the job training is the one which takes place away from the normal work situations and is generally theoretical in nature. It is associated more with knowledge than skills. The advantage of this type of training is a specialist instructor enables delivery of high quality training. Wide range of facilities and equipments are available in off the job training as well. The trainee can learn the job in a planned stages, and it is free from the pressures and distractions of the company's life. Or it is easier to calculate the cost of off the job training because it is a more self contained or cross fertilization of ideas between different companies. But the disadvantage of the job training is it can result in transfer of learning difficulties when a trainee changes from training equipments to production equipments. Sometimes no training can be entirely of the job, as some aspects of the task can only be learned by doing them in the normal production settings with its own customs and network of personal relationships, or can and be it is sometimes more expensive also. So now we discuss about types of off the job training. First type of off the job training is a classroom lectures. It is also known as a lecture method. Lecture is a verbal presentation of information by an instructor to a large audience. This method can be used for very large group. The cost per trainee is low in this type of method, and it can reach large number of people at once. It is mainly used in colleges and universities. But there is some limitation of this type of training are also there, because this method violates the principle of learning by practice. It constitutes a one way communication only. There is no feedback from the audience, and inability to identify and correct misunderstanding in this type of methods. Its application is restricted in training factory employees. So the continued learning method can be made effective if it is combined with the other method of training. Another type of job of the job training is a simulation. Simulation is creating computer version of real life. Simulation is about imitating or making judgment or presenting how events might occur in a real situation. Training games and simulation are now seen as an effective tool for training because of their key components, which are challenge, rules, interactivities, etc. There are so many various methods and that come under games and simulations are like case studies in basket techniques or business games we already discussed after this. So simulation basically provide a artificial environment of workplace to a trainee in this type of training method. Another method is a sensitivity training or laboratory training. Sensitivity training is about making people understand about themselves and others reasonably, which is done by developing in them a social sensitivity and a behavioral flexibility. Social sensitivity is one word is empathy. It is the ability of an individual to sense what other feels and think from their own point of view. And the behavioral flexibility is basically a ability to behave suitably in the light of understanding. So the sensitivity training programs requires a three steps. First, unfreezing the old values means it requires that the trainee become aware of the inadequacy of the old values. This can be done when the trainee faces dilemma in which his old values is not able to provide proper guidance. Second step is a development of new values. With the trainer's support, trainee begin to examine their interpersonal behavior and give each other feedbacks. The reasoning of the feedback is discussed, which motivates trainee to experiment with a range of new behavior and values. This process constitutes the second step in the change process of the development of these values. And the third step of sensitivity training program is us refreezing the new ones. These steps depend upon how much opportunity the trainee gets to practice their new behavior and values at workplace. Next types of the job training is a conferences. In this method, the participating individual confers to discuss points of common interest to each other. This lays emphasis on small group discussions or organized subject matters or and on the active participation of the members involved. There are three different types of conferences are also there, like direct discussion. Here trainers guides the discussion in such a way that the facts and principles or concepts are explained. Second type is a training conferences, like the instructor gets the group to pool its knowledge and past experiences and bring different points of view to bear on the problems. And third is a seminar conferences. In this method, an instructor defines the uh, problem, encourages and ensures the full participations in the discussions. Another type of the job training is a case study method. This method was developed in 1800s at the Harvard Law School. The case study is based upon the beliefs that a managerial competence can best be attained through the study, contemplation, and discussion of concrete cases. When the trainees are given cases to analyze, they are asked to identify the problems and recommend a tentative solutions for it. The case study is primarily useful as a training techniques for supervisors and is especially valuable as a technique of developing discussions, making skills, and for broadening the perspective of the training. In case study method, the trainee is expected to master the facts, should be acquainted with the content of the case, define the objective sought in dealing with the issues in the case, identify the problems, develop alternative course of actions, define the controls needed to make the action effective, and role play the actions to test its effectiveness, and final conditions that may limit it. Case study method focuses on a building decision making skills. It is also focuses on assessing and developing a knowledge, skills or attitudes. It helps to developing communication and interpersonal skills in an individual. It also has to develop a managerial skills or developing a procedural and strategic knowledge also. Another method of the job training is a vestibular training. This training method attempt to duplicate on the job situation in a company classroom. It is a classroom training that is often imparted with the help of equipments and machines which are identical to those in use in the place of work. Here, training is generally given in the form of lectures, conferences, case studies, or role play, etc. This technique enables the trainees to concentrate on learning new skills rather than on performing an actual job. This type of training is efficient to train semi-skilled personnel, particularly when many employees have to be trained for the same kind of work at the same time. It is often used to train bank tellers, inspectors, machine operators, typists, etc. The advantages of vestibule training is, as a training is given in a separate room, distractions are minimized in this type of training method. A trained instructor who knows how to teach can be more effectively utilized. The correct method can be taught without interrupting production, and it permits the trainee to practice without the fear of the supervisor or co-workers' observation and their possible ridicules. Another method of the job another type of the job training is a audio visual training. Audio visual method includes a television slides, overheads, video types and films. These can be used to provide a wide range of realistic examples of job conditions and situations in a condensed period of time. The quality of the presentation can be controlled and will remain equal for all training groups. And audiovisual constitutes a one way system of communication with no scope for the audience to raise doubts for clarifications. There is no flexibility of presentations from audience to audience in this type of method. Another method of the job training is role playing. Role playing method is a type of simulation in which each participant is given a role to play. Trainees are given some information related to the description of the role, concerns, objectives, responsibilities, and emotions, etc. A general description of the situation and the problems that each one of them faces is given in this type of method. For instance, the situation could be strike in a factory, managing conflicts, to party in a conflict, scheduling vacation days, etc. Once the participant read their role description, they act out their role by interacting with another. Role play method helps in developing a interpersonal or communication skills, and it is also very helpful for resolving a conflict or group decision making, and it also developing a insight into one's own behavior and its impact on others. There are various types of role plays are there, like multiple role play. In this type of role play, all trainees are in groups, with each group acting out the role play simultaneously. After the role play, each group analyzes the interaction and identifies the learning point. Another type of role play is a single role play. One group of participants play the role for the rest, providing demonstration of the situation. Role rotation, it is start as a single role play. Spontaneous role play, in this kind of role play, one of the trainee plays himself while the other trainees play people with whom the first participant interacted before. Another type of the job training is a in basket technique. It provides trainee with a log of written text or informations and requests such as memos, messages, and reports, which would be handled by manager, engineers, reporting officers, or administrators. In this technique, a trainee is given some information about the role to be played, such as description, responsibilities, general context about the role. The trainee is then given the log of material that make up the in basket and asked to respond to material within a particular time period. After all the training complete in basket, a discussion with the trainer takes place In this discussion, the trainee describes the justification for the decision. The trainer then provides feedback, reinforcing decisions made suitably or encouraging the trainee to increase alternatives for those made unsuitably. A variations on the technique is to run multiple simultaneous in baskets in which each trainee receives a different but organized set of information. It is important that a trainee must communicate with each other to accumulate the entire information required to make a suitable decision. In basket training basically focuses on building decision making skills in an employee. It also assessing and developing knowledge, skills and attitude. It also helps to communicate, helps to developing communication and interpersonal skills. It helps in developing procedural knowledge, and it also helpful to developing a strategic knowledge in an employee. Another method of the job training is a transactional analysis. Eric Berne is the founder of transactional analysis. It is commonly known as a TA. It is an integrative approach to the theory of psychology and psychotherapy. Integrative because it has element of psychoanalytic, humanist and cognitive approaches. According to the International Transaction Analysis Association, TA is a theory of personality and a systematic psychotherapy for personal growth and personal change. Philosophies of transactional analysis is people are okay. Does each person have has validity, importance, equality of respects? Second one is a everyone with only few exceptions such as a several brain damaged has the capacity to think, or people decide their stories and destiny and these decisions can be changed. So the core model and concepts are part of TA, having a three factors. One is a parent, it is a extro psyche. Second one is a adult, neo psyche, and child, archopsyches. The ego state model says at any given time, a person experiences and manifests his personality through a mixture of behavior, thoughts, and feelings. Typically, according to transactional analysis, there are three ego states that people consistently use. First is a parent, a state in which people behave, feel, and think in response to an unconscious mimicking of how their parent acted or how they interpreted their parents' action. For example, a person may shout at someone out of frustration because they learned from an influential figure in childhood the lesson that this seemed to be a way of relating that work. Second ego state is a adult, a state of the ego which is most like a computer processing information and making predictions devoid of major emotions that cloud its operations. Learning to strengthen the adult is a goal of transactional analysis. While a person is in the adult ego state, he or she is directed towards an objective appraisal of reality. And third one is a child, a state in which a people behave, feel, and think similarly to how they did in childhood. For example, a person who receive a poor evaluation at work may respond by looking at the floor and crying, as they used to do when scolded as a child. Conversely, a person who receives a good evaluation may respond with a broad smile and a joyful gesture of thanks. The child is the source of emotions, creation, recreation, or intimacy. So, there are a basic unit of social interaction in transaction analysis. They are a flow of communication, and more specifically the unspoken psychological flow of communication that runs in parallel between two peoples. Transactions occur simultaneously as both explicit and psychological level. In transactional analysis, the learner identifies the ego states that both the initiators and respondent exhibit in the transaction. Now, in the last conclusion, there are a variety of methods that can be utilized when designing a training plans. So, there is no one best method. Each method must be analyzed and applied where appropriate in training programs. So, the methods are integrally tied to a learning objective of an employee or as well as for organization also. Thank you.